Are you going to turn right now?
What's up, folks?
Hey,
we
guys.
are finally here in China. Originally, we were supposed to be going to Shenzhen, China, or at least that's where we're going to be living for the next 3 years. However, because of the 14-day quarantine, we have to do our quarantine at a hotel that is in Guangzhou, China, which is a pretty interesting place. However, we haven't really gotten to see anything because we've been locked down in these hotels, right? So I know a lot of you have been wondering like how things are going, and communication has been a little bit weird because, I mean, of course, we're a long ways away, but that's what this video is for. We just want to kind of update you guys, and periodically we'll be making videos, you know, doing our little vlog thing, probably like starting a YouTube channel or whatever the case might be. Here's where we go, but we've been thinking about a name, right? And our name is Miles Away.
No. I thought it was something different.
It was Miles Away. The journey is, I mean, somewhat journey miles away.
Journey miles away.
Journey, yep. And basically, I mean, our last name is Miles, and we move far away, right? We're from Nashville, Tennessee, and we're 7,500 miles away from there.
500?
7,500.
Oh, 7,500.
Yeah, so we just want to kind of update you guys on how that whole process went. You know, pretty much just a day of type day. I mean, there were so many things that went into the day. I mean, I don't know if it's because we weren't prepared or what the case might have been. I mean, we were originally supposed to leave July 12th,
13th.
but 13th, but all that stuff got pushed back because of, you know, COVID outbreaks and stuff like that all over the world. So, I mean, the day of was pretty simple, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, considering that neither one of us have ever been out of the country, yeah, I feel like it went pretty smoothly.
It was pretty, I mean, it was, okay, so first of all, we were late on the first day to get on our first plane.
Late to the airport, yeah.
We were late. I mean, we woke up at what
We
time?
woke up at a good time. I don't know. I guess we were just double checking stuff, moving slow. I don't know. But our flight was at 7:30 a.m. Flying out of Nashville, Tennessee. We got to the airport at like 7 o'clock and literally had time to hug my parents, my brother, get the 13 bags out of the car, get checked in, get our boarding passes, check our bags, determine which bags we were going to carry on, and literally run to the gate with 2 kids. And I think it ended up being 6 bags that we carried on.
Yes.
So we were running through
Crazy.
the Nashville airport Sunday morning.
But you get benefits when you got kids. You know,
Oh,
they start making ways for you.
Yes.
So the flight, we took a flight. We had to take a flight to L.A. from Nashville.
That's right. Yeah, because you can't just fly to China from Nashville.
Or at least not right now, I guess. I mean, I don't know if they ever did it. But
I don't think you can, period. I don't know.
So yeah, we went there. We went to L.A., right? We got in L.A. about 11 or 10:30 or somewhere in there. A.M., right? But the next flight to China that was going to actually take us to Guangzhou wasn't until 10:30 p.m. Like, we were like super bored. I've never sat in anywhere that long.
Well, yeah. So just like a little backstory though on that is we couldn't determine whether or not we could or we would leave the LAX airport once we got there, because we knew we had like a 12-hour layover span. So we decided against renting a car and leaving and like just touring LA. We decided to stay in the airport. I keep wanting to say hotel. We decided to stay in the airport with our 2 kids because ultimately we were responsible for our bags. So Nashville did not carry our bags over to China. We had to go get them from the airport in LA and tow all 13 bags plus 2 kids around the international portion of the airport in LA. So basically we were just sitting.
Want something good to Kroger now?
They're talking to their grandparents.
Kroger has chips.
Oh, Josh, I need to transfer you my Chick-fil-A points. In at like 11 a.m. in LA, and we had to sit until like 6:30 before we could check in our next flight. So they did open. That was a good thing. They opened the check-in counter like 4 hours before the flight.
But even still, like the line for the dude,
y'all, I think we have footage of that.
There was like a couple hundred people, like
just standing in line with luggage.
It
was crazy. It was crazy.
But we like cut half the. I mean, we basically got to cut everybody.
We stuck out like a sore thumb. So basically, it's all
black. We were black at the time, so
at the time. Always and forever. But yeah, we stuck out. So these people, they were like, "Are y'all China Southern?" They was like checking to make sure, like, "Are y'all in the right line? Are y'all supposed to be here? Y'all supposed to be going to China?" And we were like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Okay, well, come here." So they like pulled us out of line. They basically fast tracked it, checked our temperature, did this thing with our passports or whatever. I guess checked the validity of it, and basically just scooted us right to the front of the line. So we got to check in really fast. Once we did that, we were able to check our bags. So we, out of the 13 bags, we were able to let go of 8. So we were only carrying whatever the difference of that is. With our 2 kids, we got on the flight, got on the airplane, boarded the airplane. It was the biggest airplane I've ever been on.
It was one of those that had, we're used to getting on the ones that only has the 2 rows, one on each side. But this is the one had 6 rows of seats. So I had 2 all the way on the edge. The 2 outside seats and then the big middle one that has 4 seats in the middle. So it was huge. That was the biggest airplane we've ever been on. I mean, it was humongous. But that flight was super long. It was 15 hours. So the last flight was 15 hours. The good part about it is it was late, right? It was 10 p.m. So we know our kids were going to be asleep. And they weren't going to be that much trouble. It took them forever
to go to sleep, though, y'all.
Dude.
Like, I thought as soon as we got on the plane, they would go to sleep.
No.
So about 6 hours into that flight, I gave in, and we had a sample pack of melatonin, had 2 gummies in it. I thought they were kid gummies, but they ended up not being kid gummies. So we gave them those gummies within like 6 hours of the flight after we had been on for 6 hours. It knocked them out in 20 minutes tops. And they stayed asleep for like...
She drugged her kids. That's what she did.
It was the first time ever, guys. Melatonin is not really drugged, though.
Forever.
I've heard. They slept for a really long time. And Leo was, like, drunk sleep.
She slept for, like 6 hours.
Barely holding
straight.
her body, y'all. It was crazy. I did get a little nervous, but we needed it. The people on the flight with us, I'm pretty sure we're happy that we did it because
Leo would have these little spurts where she would get, like, she gets upset, like, really quickly, and she would just kind of yell out or start crying. Yeah, she's really little, so it's okay for now. But I mean, for the most part, the kids, I think they did pretty good. A great job. They did pretty good, considering. But it's a long flight. So we get off the flight, right, and you got to go through customs and stuff like that when you get to China. Of course, you got to get tested. So we got tested in Nashville before we came, right? We had to get tested 48 hours before we board the plane, which was a whole nother story. We'll put that in a later video. But they gave us the nose swab test. They kind of put it in. They didn't put it in all the way. They put it in there, swabbed around, took it out, right? And then we got the shot.
It's not a shot. It's a blood draw.
They draw our blood or whatever and then put it in a vial, like a vial sample. Whatever. But we did that in Nashville, right? But in China, it was a little bit differently because they stuck that thing all the way up into your nose.
And they left it there. Like, the lady walked away from me. I was like, where you going, sis? Like, this is something up my nose. Like, come back. Thankfully, though, they didn't do the nasal swab for the kids. They only did a throat swab for the kids at the airport once we passed customs. So that was good.
But it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt either. It just kind of feels weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we did all of that. And then there's this long line outside of the plane where basically they're picking up people and taking them to the hotels they're supposed to be in. However, we got screwed over because the hotel we were going to, nobody spoke English. So they was like, you guys don't want to go to this hotel because nobody can speak English. So I was like, all right, we'll just wait for the next one. We sat in the airport from
No, our plane landed in China at 6 a.m.
Oh goodness. Yes.
We got through customs at about 11 a.m. So it took us that length of time, 6 to 11, to go through customs. And then from 11 to 3:30, we sat and waited on a charter bus to bring us to a hotel. The government is responsible for making sure everybody gets to a quarantine hotel. They brought us here at 3:30 to this hotel room. I don't know, do you have footage of the hotel room? If so, we'll insert it here. And we have been here ever since, and we're going to be here until the 24th as long as everything remains negative, and our COVID tests do not come back positive or anything like that.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess we can just kind of talk about like the quarantine stuff. I mean, like, so okay, so coming here, we knew we were gonna have to do the 14-day quarantine, right? And everybody kind of was telling us like, "Yo, no, y'all gonna have to quarantine." We're like, "Yeah, we know," but we assumed that like everyone else, the hotel would pretty much give all the basic necessities, you know, like food and water and, you know, toiletries and stuff like that, because we're not allowed to go out and get it ourselves. I mean, we knew to bring
and some
stuff.
hotels do.
Most of them do, right?
This one?
But since we got switched to this
motel.
It's a
motel. It's just a motel.
Since we got switched to this one, they don't provide us with meals. We have to call out and get our meals ourselves, which it sounds easy, right? Except we're in China, so when we pick up the phone and call somebody, we don't know what's going on.
I thought about all this before. He didn't.
I didn't think that this, because I was being fed this information like, you feel me, it's going to be this way, and then it turns out to be this way. So quarantine has been interesting. I mean, of course, we're confined to this little room. I mean, this room is probably like 400 square feet. It's not big at all, right? There are 3 little
twin to full size beds in here. So we get a lot of intimate cuddles times.
No, we don't. Yeah. So anyway, so like it's interesting. The kids, they want to play around, you know, they want to move around, they want to leave, they want to be active, but
they don't understand.
They don't understand, you know, like there's other people in this hotel and they can't just be yelling and stuff like that. But sometimes we let them slide, but I think we're probably going to go crazy trying to tell them to get quiet. So it's probably going to stop.
So we kind of let them run rampant now.
Right. The quarantine. So how do we... you try to shut me up. Like, we're moving. We're going too fast. I mean, it's just too much time taking. We're moving in 15 minutes. So
but y'all just let us know what y'all want us to talk about, and we'll make another video. This was like a first introductory update. We made it. We're here. We're safe. We're good. Kids, y'all say hi so they know y'all still alive.
That's what it is. She sees that I'm good at this, but she didn't want me to finish. Jordan, I wanted to talk about how we feel.
To come say hi. He's
like
still
our
alive.
Thoughts and feelings.
We haven't sold him into slavery or anything like that.
Leo's over there on the little iPad.
And they're watching Blippi today.
They're watching Blippi.
Shout out to Blippi. Thank you, Blippi, for keeping my kids occupied. You the man. We love you on YouTube. Keep doing what you're doing.
We'll catch you guys next time when we put up another video. But
tell us what y'all want us to talk about. We can't really explore yet in the country because we're locked in this room.
But any questions about quarantine, you can definitely put it in like the comments or whatever. Definitely like the video. I'm not even gonna say subscribe because we ain't got no content out there like that. But you right there, you want to subscribe, so go ahead and do it. Like, just go ahead and subscribe, smash that like button, and we're gonna keep this content coming. All right, this is
Journey Miles Away.
We're gonna work on that.
Yeah, because
Later.
Bye.